Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks so much for allowing us some time to speak. I'm Don White. I'm the operations manager for Smart Transit in both Steele County and Waseca County. We appreciate this giving us a little time. So we'll be brief. We wanted to update you on what Smart is doing in the community. In 2025, we'd like to let you know that Smart delivered approximately 37,000 rides in Steele County. Our staff now, we have grown, which has helped us to expand our service. We now have 5 full-time and 9 part-time drivers. We have over 80 years of experience in the transportation field. We currently have 1 route bus, which we just expanded an extra hour. It goes from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., and that's, self-explanatory. Goes to the same spot, same minute, same location, every hour from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. We do have 3 demand buses on the road. They range from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. And a demand bus is just like it sounds. So they call it dispatch, set up a ride, and we can pick you up and drop you off wherever in Steele County. We also have a demand bus on the road both Saturday and Sunday. So we do offer service on weekends as well. In 2025-26, we're providing rides for 85 preschool students. We do serve 7 different preschools in Owatonna, and that has been expanding as well. And approximately 10% of our passengers have a disability. So we're very proud that we give them a safe and a comfortable, low-cost alternative for transportation throughout the county. In 2025, we did travel approximately 140,000 miles serving all the folks in Steele County. And we do take pride in the fact that we work closely with a lot of businesses, community partnerships, helping those in need, elderly, assisted living, things of that nature, low-income folks as well. So we're just proud. This is 11 years, and we look forward to continuing to grow and serve as many in Steele County as possible.
Thanks, Don. Kurt Kuchera, I'm the general manager for Smart. We do serve 4 counties. Big Picture, we're owned and operated by Cedar Valley Services, which operates here in Owatonna as well. They've been around for over 60 years, working with adults with disabilities. I just want to reiterate kind of what Don talked about. We're working really closely with local partners. We have Troy on the Transit Advisory Committee. We worked with him a little bit on some route adjustments here this last year. We also have a close partnership with United Way. Meeting with Annette next week on discussing some preschool things and helping low-income families with free transportation to those that need it for early childhood development and education. As Don indicated, we did increase some hours. The employment aspect really picked up for us this last year, which was helpful. So we were able to expand some of those hours that we lost during COVID, which we're happy to do. And then I think the other big picture thing just to think about is, we're continuing to struggle with some of the increased costs that we saw over COVID in the last few years. Just a prime example, the bus that we would have purchased in 2020, 2021 was about $90,000. The bus that we just got delivered last week was over $200,000. So significant impacts on some of the costs associated with public transportation. But it doesn't, I think it's important to demonstrate how important it is to the communities. Public transportation is allowing individuals that maybe wouldn't have that independence to get out in the community, whether it's to work, school, medical appointments. I often tell people when I go and chat with them that transportation is something probably everybody in this room takes for granted. We all have a car in our garage, we can just grab our keys and go whenever we want. But there are a lot of individuals that don't have that ability for whatever reason. And that's where public transportation comes in and helps those individuals out. So we'll continue to do what we're doing. Obviously, there's going to be some impacts at the state and federal level with cuts that we'll be addressing here in the next few years, I imagine. But we'll continue to do the best that we can, and we appreciate all the support from the communities we serve in Steele County here, over in Waseca, and then down south, and probably in Austin. So if you ever need anything or have any questions, we encourage you, you can reach out to Don, myself. Otherwise, our dispatch team is open 6 days a week as well. And then our website, smartbus.org, is another outlet for submission. So with that said, any questions from the council? I know you guys have a busy evening here.
I'm looking at your map on here.
Yeah.
For your daily route.
Yeah.
It looks like you picked some good spots to stop. How often a day does that go around?
So that's the one, that's 7 AM to 6 PM now, it was just expanded, 5 days a week, so, 13 hours a day, 5 days a week,
You just have one just
yep.
constantly.
One bus, yep, making that same loop every hour, it's actually the longest route we have as far as miles, because it is covering, a pretty big swath of land there with the city. But we're covering all the main stuff, I mean, and that was where Troy kind of stepped in this last year, you know, made some adjustments to the route to make sure we could, you know, impact another medical community, so, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Very good, thank you.
You bet, thank you, have a good night.
Next up is the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening. I have some folders to pass out, is that all right?
I'll pass it over.
Thank you very much.
We have Aaron Johnson with us today.
Aaron, good evening.
Yes, thank you. My name's, like I said, Aaron Johnson. I'm the philanthropy director at Smith, and it's a privilege to be here today. I just want to give you an overview of what we do, and then a brief summary of our latest work here in Owatonna and Seal County. So I know everyone here is probably familiar, so I won't go too in depth. But I just want to give a basic outline. So Smith is a donor-supported foundation for economic growth. We invest in economic growth for the 20 counties in south, central, and southeastern Minnesota. This includes 175 communities and 1 native nation. Our key interests include entrepreneurship, early childhood development, and community vitality. So far, since our inception in 1986, we've managed to invest $170 million in our region. Starting out with entrepreneurship, I'm just going to give you sort of the breakdown, but one of the main ways that we support entrepreneurs in our region is ensuring that they have the resources they need to thrive. We do this first and foremost through lending. So we are a gap lender, and we work in partnership with other organizations to meet entrepreneurs' needs. We can help those who are just starting out, all the way up to equity investments. So we can do a lot there. One of the great benefits of partnering with Smith on a loan package is that even if we are a small part, we can provide one-on-one technical assistance tailored to the individual's needs. Also programming in this area, such as the Prosperity Initiative. This serves traditionally entrepreneurs from that face extra boundaries. For example, people below the federal poverty threshold level, veterans, and so on. We provide 12 months of one-on-one coaching tailored for that individual as well to give them an entry point into the world of entrepreneurship. Another program I want to mention is REV. We're a Rural Entrepreneurial Ventures Program, or REV. This is a program where we'll come into the community and focus on uplifting your current entrepreneurs against, it kind of goes against the typical model, which looks at attracting businesses from the outside. This is where we come in and rather build up who's already here to meet the needs of the community. Shifting on to our early childhood focus, our goal here is to make sure that children are ready to, that all children are ready to learn by age 3. And statistically it's shown that if they aren't, it's very hard to catch up. So we want everyone to have a chance to be successful members of our communities. Also, we are in the middle of a nationwide child care shortage, so not all of our kids have a place to go with quality care. So we are tackling this by providing free develop-approved trainings, both virtually and in person. Develop-approved simply means they receive their needed continuing education credits by attending. We serve around 1,000 annually this way as well. Moving on to community vitality, our last area of focus here. This is typically focused on smaller communities. We did just launch, in honor of Tim Penny, our now former CEO and president who just retired, the Small Towns Fund, supporting our work in community vitality. So this is focused on our communities with populations under 10,000 people. We have the Small Town Grant Program, again focused on collaboration and belonging. Also Paint the Town, promoting community beautification, volunteerism, and engagement. We provide the paint for murals and historic structures and art. And then finally, our affiliate fund program, under which we have 147 funds. We are the fiscal host, the 501c3 host. Of those, now 35 are community foundations. That number is growing every year, which we're very happy to report. We feel that community foundations are essential for keeping small towns vibrant. We do all the administrative back-end work, allowing local volunteers to raise money and invest back into their communities where it's needed. Now I'm going to just dive in here briefly into the latest work within the last 2 years that we've been engaged with. So, a huge part of what we do includes leveraging dollars. So for every dollar raised, here for example in Steele County, $10 are invested back through Smith into Steele County and communities through grants, loans, and programming. An approach that is held consistent across the region and informs our Steele County partnership. In just the last 2 years, 2024 and 2025, Smith has directed more than $328,000 of investment benefiting Owatonna through local grants and programs, loans to Owatonna businesses, and countywide technical assistance and training used by Owatonna participants. Starting out with early childhood and literacy, so the impact here really is getting books into homes, right? Supporting parents and preparing children for school. So books that were distributed in Owatonna in the last 2 years, over 5,690 children's books. 5,420, those are English, and 270 Spanish. Were awarded to local families through partners like the Owatonna Public Schools, United Way of Steele County Public Health, Trinity Preschool, and Exchange Club Center for Family Unity. Total investment of $113,800. Again, that impact, free books are given at preschool intake, every childhood screening, family events, and supervised visitation, boosting language development, parent-child bonding, and equitable access to literacy. Another area is our early care and education programming. So in 2025, Smith funded the Exchange Club Center for Family Unity to reinstate in-home parent mentoring. This is for families with children ages birth through 5, bringing coaching directly into homes to improve positive discipline and social emotional skills. That was a value of $20,000. Countywide trainings used by Steele County providers, for example here, those develop approved training sessions that we have. So in 2024, Smith hosted 32 training sessions, again, region-wide, free to anyone in our region. We had 92 attendees from Steele County, a value of $5,520. So it's all of that included, combined, I should say, here for early childhood and literacy, comes to a total of $113,800. That's for books, early care education grants, plus again, about a $5,000 value leverage training and so on. So the impact is definitely being seen and felt, and we hope that you guys can see that as well. But we're very proud to have partners like yourselves and the communities and local businesses here. We couldn't do it without you. Moving on to entrepreneurship and inclusive, entrepreneurship and inclusive economy. So we are helping Owatonna's entrepreneurs launch, grow, and feel included. For example, the Inclusive and Equitable Entrepreneurial Communities Grants, IEEC, was awarded to Alliance for Greater Equity, a BIPOC Entrepreneur Support Center, or for that purpose, and $15,000 in 2024. Owatonna Area Chamber for Engage Owatonna for $10,000 in 2024, and again, Steele County Skyward, Disaster Preparedness Outreach, $5,000 was awarded in 2025 for that. Moving down to the Business Development and Founder Education, Owatonna's Incubator, Inc., Co-Starters Curriculum was awarded $20,000 just this last year, 2025. The Promise Act grant was awarded to Bro Trucking for essential equipment support in the amount of $25,000. And then technical assistance. So Smith's Smith's loan business team provided around 114.25 hours of one-on-one support in FY25 alone, valued at around $10,000. So a lot of great work in the entrepreneurial sector as well. And then lastly, community vitality, supporting the Somali American Cultural Society of Owatonna at $50,000 for K through 12 homework help and tutoring services. That was in 2024. And then just our general loans to Owatonna businesses, for example, Tone Music LLC and Trash Titans. Tone Music is partnered with Profinium and Owatonna Economic Development Agency. Smith partnered with Profinium and Owatonna EDA. And then Trash Titans LLC is a junk removal and dumpster rental. So we were able to support them in loan work there. So I just want to break down lastly the totals and kind of the takeaway here for the region, for Steele County and specifically Owatonna. So in our early childhood and literacy work, again, about $133,800 plus $5,520 for training, support in that work, entrepreneurship and business development, $75,000, community vitality, $50,000, loans, $55,000 combined. So if you combine all of this over the last 2 years, just in terms of monetary support coming back here to Owatonna, it is around $300,000. So again, those leveraged dollars come back in spades, and we're proud to say that. But again, we couldn't do without you, and we hope to continue to be able to pour into this area, this community. This is our home base, of course. Our office is just down the street. You wouldn't believe how much trouble I had finding it still. So it says something about me. But thank you, truly thank you. And we hope that you will consider us for 2026 as well. So
Thank you. Any questions? All right, thank you very much.
thanks, guys.
Good work.
Thank you very much.
So, next up, real quickly, is the Council 2026 Board Commission participation. You've all got your list. Does anyone have a desire to be removed from a board they are currently serving on? Does anyone wish to serve on a board that they're not currently on?
Mr. President?
Yes.
I know how much you enjoy the dog hearing panel.
That's the Wolf panel.
I'm willing to take your spot on that.
And actually, I talked to Councilmember McCann this afternoon, and he has been a part of that as well. So if we could add Councilmember Burbank and Councilmember McCann, and as much as I'd hate to get off of that prestigious board, I am willing to do that.
Very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just to clarify, we have Ian, Burbank, Brent, Don, and Don. Oh, you want to be honest with me?
No, I'm not. I've been on, I don't wanna be on it. I was gonna ask Don actually, but he's not here. He has been attending HRA meetings. I was curious if he had interest in joining the HRA.
Okay.
So he and I can discuss that.
Okay.
What's
So,
that?
what, the HRA?
HRA.
That'd be a change that we could, we could switch that at a later time. Great, thank you.
I'm on the dog.
You're on the dog court too.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
The
right,
only change is, Mr. Burbank
thank you.
and McKean.
And that takes us up to the Housing Initiative Program, and that is Mr. Kletter. Good evening.
Good evening. So last year we rolled out a couple of programs to help spur some housing development. The first being the Housing Development Incentive Program, which incents the developer to develop lots with the city financing, curb and gutter, hard surfacing, for that project for up to 5 years to be paid back when the lots are sold. So we did have one project that we awarded that incentive to, the Middle Springs Estates project, which is, we had conversations about it today. They're getting to the point where, the final details of the closing and the document signings, and we were all laying out what order all that needs to come into. So when that's all completed, you know, all the documents will be recorded and they can start the project. So, anticipated to start in the spring. We've had a number of delays with that for different reasons, so again, the goal is, to get them started here this spring. And that would be, you know, a nice development for Owatonna, and utilizing that incentive program. We did lay out parameters that, another development could potentially take advantage of that. We did put the contingency on there if funds are available. And so should there be another developer, that has interest in that, we would present that, to the council, and we would take a look at kind of our financial situation, in order, whether we would grant, another one on that or not. But at this point, it's out there, it still draws interest from developers, and so we like to keep them at the table, and then we'll see, you know, what materializes there, and should something come about, we'll present it to the council. The other program we had, was the single lot incentive program, which, the city, rebated $2,500 back to a builder who built a home on one of our existing lots that does not have an approved stormwater plan for it. So we were running into this issue, that developers, and builders were incurring, pretty significant costs, engineering costs to meet our stormwater requirements for existing lots because they were done before. We now have an approved, you have to go through an approved, grading and stormwater, plan. So any new developments that come about, like Middle Spring Estates, will have all of those new requirements, which makes, developing and building on lots much easier, when that's in place. But prior to, just a few years ago, we had a number of lots that fell under kind of the old way we did things, which we did not require all that up front. And so there was, kind of some burdensome costs, that builders were running into. And so, our solution to that was, this program, $2,500. We did have 15 houses built this year. I'll have to go back and check. I think all of those fall under existing, maybe one of them did not. So probably 14 of those, fell under the existing lots that we had and be eligible for that program. We did budget that through reserves, in 2025, and we did it as a pilot program for 1 year, which we are at the end of 2025 now. And so right now, we don't have that continuing, into 2026, which is one of the questions I do want to pose to you, if that is something we want to renew here in 2026. So we had 15 houses built this year. Prior year, we had 10, so 50% increase. And again, we can debate, you know, how much that incentive really spurred those numbers on. We certainly would like to see the numbers higher than 15. And so any sort of barriers we can eliminate for a builder to build, certainly will help in that effort. So, I don't know that a decision has to be made today. You guys, can have some discussion. You can relay to Jenna, your thoughts on that. If there is a desire to renew that for next year, number one is we'll probably have to identify a funding source for that, which we don't have currently in the 2026 budget. And two, we would want to officially approve that at a council meeting so that we can get that out to builders, so they have that information to know that that's available, for them should they want to move forward. But that'll be something that the council needs to decide whether they want to renew that for 2026 or not.
Do you have any idea how many of those I think you call them orphan lots.
We haven't done our end of the year lot count, but I am guessing we're probably in the 70-ish range.
Troy, on the developer that's looking at the north end of town, have you gotten any indication from them how many houses they intend to build in 2026?
Well, the first phase is for 38 lots. By the time they get the infrastructure and everything in place to actually build the houses, we're probably in the fall. And I'm guessing they're gonna wanna get a number of them underway here this fall. They have not indicated a number they are intended to build here in 2026.
Okay. My concern is correct me if I'm wrong, the city portion is monies for curb and gutter road.
The hard surface.
And if you only see 2 houses built, that's a significant outlay for the city
Yes, so
with very little return.
remember, that's the last portion of the development. It's the last piece that comes in on the development. They have to pay for it up front, and we reimburse them for it. And it's essentially financing for 5 years. Should they not build anything, there's a 5-year balloon payment for the amount that we have there. So it's to their advantage to sell those lots, because when the lots are sold, that portion for that lot will be paid off at that point in time. So, yes, we are, and this is, we've had these discussions about if we want more housing development to happen, we're gonna have to stick our neck out a little bit here to try to incent home construction to happen here. So yes, it's not foolproof. We have some money out there, or we would have some money out there to incent development to happen. It may not go the way we want, or it may go exactly how we want. So we do have a safeguard in place on that program though, just because we can put a lien on the lots and would be able to collect that. So we try to ensure as much as we could that money is secure with us and will be paid back. Yes, we do have some money out there to try to incent this to happen.
And I'll agree, we built 10, we built 15, it's been stagnant. And so if the results are what we hope they are, that will really be a great benefit for the city. Nate?
I was gonna comment, if everything went as poorly as it possibly could, we ended up with new roads. Like our money they're not getting paid until it happens, so they're not getting the money until they've done the work. So worst case scenario, we paid for some more roads.
Yes.
Which isn't ideal, but we have something to show for it. It's not as though we gave out the money and all of a sudden we got nothing out of it.
Right. Any other questions? Dan?
You went a little bit quick for me, Troy, on that first housing incentive program. How is that funded?
So that is also funded through reserves in our budget, and we would reimburse them for their cost for the hard surfacing and curb and gutter for the project. And we'd have an agreement in place where they would reimburse us when they build a house and sell the house, that we collect that portion of the cost for that house at each sale. So there's motivation to get the lots built on and sold to get that paid off, because at that 5-year mark, then we're asking for all that money to come back to us. So
You mentioned earlier about sidewalks and that. Could this program help retrofit an existing home? And how would an individual hear about this program? It's
no,
just
this
strictly
is
for new
this
development?
This one is strictly for new construction.
Any other questions? Anything else from you, Troy, on this?
Oh,
Yeah, Dan, go ahead.
On the second program, I think, we had some money available to help developers figure out water flow. Are our standards tougher than neighboring communities?
Well,
I know you said it's expensive.
it is expensive, and, you know, we've had some storm, water issues. I mean, we've had some flooding, and, you know, the cry from the public was, you know, we need to plan better. And so we adopted new stormwater requirements. You know, you could debate whether they're more stringent than other cities. We had a need to do that because we did experience flooding. And, so I know, Sean and Shannon in the engineering department are reviewing, all of that. We certainly wanna make building homes as, convenient to the builder as possible. We've gotten some feedback of some difficulties, and so, we are looking at our procedures and some of our, rules, and we will be making some adjustments, to make it more customer friendly, so to speak, for the builder. So, certainly I don't know that we wanna, lighten the rules to the point where it's causing issues to neighboring properties. We want everybody to stay dry, and so, but we do want a process that does allow them to go through the process and be able to build, and not be an obstacle. The fact that it costs money to do engineering was identified as an obstacle, and that's why this program was put in place, was so that, you know, we could eliminate that obstacle.
Anything else? Thank you, Troy. We've got a few minutes left. I don't believe that there have been any board meetings since our, city council meeting on the 16th, 17th of December, but was there? Did I miss any meetings in there?
HRA had, gonna start up tomorrow.
HRA had a meeting?
HRA had a meeting, I don't think there was any earth shattering revelations at HRA.
Other than our Eastgate 2 project,
Oh.
Tax credit project that we've been, we were not on the funded list.
That's the Rose Street area, if you will.
Yeah, Cherry Street, and so we've attempted this, numerous times now, and there's, I know some frustration from the developer with Minnesota Housing Finance Agency on the criteria and that. So we're gonna be looking at, the outcomes of the scoring and having some conversations, about the program, so.
Any idea where we're falling short in those areas?
No, that's.
Okay.
In the next few weeks, I should know a lot more, so.
And last we knew, we were real close, and then after another year, we got 5 more points just because of the time since the previous ask, and that still didn't put us over.
Yeah. Dan Boki.
Are any of your programs being affected by, HHS and the federal government is, sending money, or do we not get any money from the federal government, goes to the state, that's now being withheld, or?
No, we do get, funds from the federal government for our, voucher, housing choice voucher program. And so that has not, really had any, impact from, the shutdown and some of the cuts there. So there are, we're hearing about some, rule changes that might affect, some parts of, the requirements, but, as far as funding itself, we are continuing to get the funding, for that program.
That was a larger question in November meeting.
Yes.
During the shutdown, we weren't sure what was gonna happen.
Right. And board and commissions, you said you've got a meeting tomorrow?
No,
You do not?
we had an EDA meeting,
Okay.
We had our contracts that are all on
Oh,
the council agenda.
yes. Chamber contracts.
Start of the year business.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Talk about a grant that we received from the foundation. We received that grant from the foundation to help the Rose Street
Oh,
project.
yes, Business Development Center, received a grant from Owatonna Foundation to do some, interior work on the Rose Street Center. So yeah, that was discussed at the meeting.
Okay. Mr. Sexton, I could give you 4 minutes,
I'm here to.
not 5, if you have anything to say.
No, it's, your opportunity to communicate to me, and I thought I'd be here in person. Always glad to be here when the schedule avails. So we're gonna start session next month about this time, so we're already doing meetings. And if there's anything you want me to carry the water on up to St. Paul, please let me know. Certainly Jenna and I are in contact all the time, so if you want me to come in for a meeting or something like that, please let me know.
We got some stuff for Chad to work on.
I know our legislative action day is the end of March, 25th. I'm a little nervous that's late. Do you anticipate a robust schedule and moving bills through, or it's gonna slog along?
No special session, right?
Not that anything we're monitoring for, unless it addresses fraud, we'll be happy.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
You name Rhodes' name, Bridges' name, maybe we can get that through this year, but it's gonna be difficult.
Sounds good, thank you. We will take a break until 7 o'clock, so council, do what you need to do, and we'll be back at 7 o'clock.